So thank you very much, Leny, for accepting to be interviewed for this online workshop on developing national evaluation systems. I would like to start asking you to tell us about a bit about you and where you're coming from, what's your position, and how are you actually connected to evaluation?
First and foremost, I would like to thank you, Joara, for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed and be part of your of this program. So my name is Leny Hernandez. I'm from the Philippines. Currently, I'm working as a Chief Evaluation Officer at the National Economic and Development Authority. So I'm connected with evaluation because our team was actually created to serve as an interim unit that will perform the evaluation functions of NEDA. So we're here to promote demand for evaluations, provide supply of evaluations, and also to uphold utilization and influence of evaluation results and findings. So our unit was created with an end view, of course, of demonstrating how important it is to have a focal unit in evaluation to help us engender the evaluative culture in the public sector. We were just fairly new, like created in July 2022.
Oh, very new, but you have a lot of experience already in the field. And tell us a bit about why did you choose IPDET? Why did you choose actually this workshop?
Well, actually, the topic is right up my alley since we are embarking on this journey to institutionalize evaluation in the public sector. You know, actually, when I saw the description of the workshop, I really thought that it will be an interesting undertaking, especially that I'll get to hear the experiences of other countries about their, successes and challenges in establishing their own evaluation system. And, as a true evaluation practitioner, our aim is to learn from them and take some lessons that we can apply here back home. So, yeah, that's the reason. That's my motivation, actually.
So what were your initial expectations to attend this workshop? I mean, for you?
Initial expectation, actually, yeah, aside from, that I'll learn from the experiences of, of my fellow participants. At first, I thought that the course will be jam-packed, overwhelming. But then when we started the session last Monday and during the discussion, I realized that, it's just right. It also caters to us who are actually working. The reading materials are not that very overwhelming. It's just right. And it also helped, I guess, that we did a bit of leveling up of expectations during the first day. When Ian explained that the workshop will be more about the national evaluation systems rather than, conducting of individual evaluation. So that sets the expectation. And yeah, I kind of expected that for this workshop.
Do you think that the content that is being provided so far has been adequate? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think the reading materials, they are helpful. Actually, I am saving all of those reading materials and I'm reading all those things so I can I'm taking notes of what can I apply and what can I do as my special project after this workshop, which I can do here with my team. Also, I appreciate actually the approach that Ian and Matotsi is taking. I like it. I like the idea that we are given the time during each session to reflect on the topics, and to share our thoughts. So actually, in the beginning, I was actually worried that maybe my idea doesn't make sense and something like that. But then I realized they encourage us to ask questions, to share our thoughts, and they try to explain to us and to share their knowledge as well. So I really appreciate that, and I am also happy that we have this random group interaction and we have these case studies because it also help us in networking. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you've seen already how Matoti and Ian, I mean, having two instructors in a workshop can be very helpful, or it has a valid, an added value. So do you think their didactical approach is adequate for the purpose of this workshop? What, for example, can you tell us about an activity that you have liked the most?
What did I like the most? Actually, aside from the group work and all those reflection session and open mic, I like the open mic session. I also particularly like the presentation yesterday. The sharing of experience of from Kenya and Costa Rica, because the Tuesday we did like a case study on their respective evaluation system, right? So during their presentation yesterday, it's like a realization that really the reality may be very different from what is actually reflected in their policy. So, I kind of the challenges that they're encountering kind of relatable because we also experience the same thing. So yeah, I like that part, that there's really a contrast between what's in the policy and what is actually happening. Yeah.
So far, has it been a good experience for you?
Yes, it is. I mean, I got the hang of it since we've been doing virtual. I'm attending workshop and training virtually for the past 2 years. But it would have been nice to participate on site. So maybe next time, yeah. Like tiny comment or about virtual workshop is that sometimes it's difficult to ask participants to talk or show their faces because some of them do not have like stable internet connection because we're fairly small. We're just 17, right? All right, 17
16.
or 15. So I really want to see their faces. Maybe we'll be in the same conference someday. I wouldn't know. So that's why. But overall, it's interesting experience.
That's good to hear. Do you think that what you have learned so far, because you still have 2 sessions to go,
Mm-hmm.
do you think, what you have learned so far, you will would you be applying that to your current work, or maybe
Yes,
in the next in the near future?
definitely. So, well, and actually, my biggest takeaway so far, from the session is that like uh the slide of the slide from Carolina's presentation yesterday when she said change is incremental. So
Mm-hmm.
really that is my the biggest realization, that when we're institutionalizing change or reform, or just like institutionalizing a national evaluation system, which is not that very popular in the public sector, it really takes time. And I should not feel discouraged if sometimes we encounter setbacks. I think we need to focus on what we really want to achieve and just consistently do our work. Because based on my experience, we were also hopeful back then in 2015 when we were championing evaluation. When we pushed for the signing of the National Evaluation Policy Framework, which we critic, by the way, last Tuesday, because we had a champion back then. And then we had a change in leadership and we had to pause. So like similar to what happened in South Africa, right? So now we're only picking up. And we found our new champion. And of course, there's another hope that we'll be able to go farther this time. So yeah, so that's the biggest takeaway. And I'm actually thinking of conducting or like a similar research on determining the cost benefit like a cost benefit analysis of having a national evaluation system, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm really interested with what Matodzi and Ian shared yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He said that the benefits of having an NES outweighs the cost of like the evaluation and all those things. So um, we're also pushing now to have a permanent evaluation unit in our agency. So I think that study will help build our case, to prove to them that it's worth the investment. So let's go, let's do this. So that's my project. That's my plan when I after this workshop.
Oh, okay. I think that's quite challenging, but it's also like a
Yes.
motivation to go further. So I think the main takeaway you're having is great. And I think with this we might be closing, but would you come back to IPDET? I mean, for next year maybe?
Oh, definitely yes, and hopefully on-site participation next year. So I will really try to find what do you call this, like financial assistance, so we can participate on-site. Also, I have my teammates. I also encourage them actually really to check out that training offers,
Mhm.
because you know um I've known if that to really like credible provider of capacity development on evaluation. And I have colleagues back um who attended training in IPDET, and they have very good feedback. So I'm really encouraging also my colleagues to do the same. Maybe next
Oh,
year, we'll see each other.
yeah, why not? So thank you so much, Leny, for this opportunity and for the time as well. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's my
okay.
pleasure.